Anything good then?
I'm just kidding.
All right, we have Coach Walters here, so please just raise your hands and we'll get started. All right, Peter, we can start with you. You're off.
Hi, Ryan. I guess what kind of challenge does the combination of Kyle Pitts and Kyle Trask pose to your team?
It ain't just those two. I mean, they've got a squad over there. Obviously, they're athletic and long, and Coach Mullen and his offensive staff do a good job of putting you in predicaments to sort of pick your poison on who you're trying to stop based on what kind of set you're seeing. So, obviously, Trask is a very smart quarterback, gets the ball out on time. He does a good job, too, of throwing guys open, especially in man coverage. You'll see on tape where it looks like guys covered, especially like a Kyle Pitts, where he'll hit, back shoulder fades all the time. And those guys do a good job of locating the football and really catching the ball with their hands. That's been impressive on tape. And then they got, a couple running backs who get downhill quick, play tough and physical. The quarterback's got a good command of the offense, and they do a good job of having ball security with still been spreading the ball around a lot. And that's hard to do sometimes when you're, going up tempo, having spread offense and like I said, stretching the ball down the field and having a lot of gap schemes in run game.
Yeah, Ryan, how much does your week change, if at all, when you go week to week, knowing there's going to be some guys out, but you're not sure which ones? I mean, do you guys just concentrate on scheme and not worry about the particular players, or do you kind of go into Saturday not sure what you're going to see, and does that change the week?
Yeah, I mean, you got to operate like everybody is available. So it doesn't mess with your scheme too much, and that's on both sides, like our current roster and whoever you're playing. And then you just adjust as you gain and gather information. There are certain things that you tweak week to week because of certain matchups. And if those matchups change, then that might change what you're doing schematically or what you were trying to do or aiming to do going into the week. And so you just got to do a good job of adjusting. And 2020 has been a year of adjustments for sure. So I think our guys have handled it well. Just with that, with adapting to the environment, adapting to whatever the current status quo is. And we just got to continue to do so.
Hey, Ryan, when you looked up at that scoreboard on Saturday and saw the 10 points your defense gave up, was that kind of more, maybe indicative of what you expected, this season compared to the first three games?
Well, I mean, the first three games, we played some pretty quality opponents. But obviously you always want to play better. I knew that we were prepared going into Saturday, just the way we executed throughout the week. I had an idea of what they were trying to do. I think everybody at the game knew they wanted to run the ball. And I think early, they threw the ball the first three plays to try to see if they could stretch us with the structure we were giving them. And then when we answered the bell early, I got excited about what I thought the outcome of the big game would be, just because I knew the way our guys executed and how hard they worked throughout the week. And I think we'll only get better as the year goes on. As guys, as some of our younger players gain experience, and guys just get used to the speed and physicality of playing an SEC schedule. You got week one, you got Alabama right out the gates. That's tough. And but our guys haven't really wavered in terms of what their confidence is in each other and the potential that they believe that they can realize as a unit. So we just have to keep working. Like I said, you're playing an all-SEC schedule, and there's a lot of good teams in this league and a lot of great players in this league. So you're not gonna win every one-on-one battle. But when you don't win one, you just can't affect the next play. And we just got to do a good job of adjusting and bouncing back and continue to work, put your head down and work. That's all we know how to do.
Ryan, go ahead.
Hey, Coach Walters. I know a lot of what goes into turnovers can be based on luck and just kind of being in the right place at the right time, and it's not necessarily something you can control. But with the way you guys have played on third downs in the last 2 games, do you feel the same way about that, or do you think the third down success for your defense is more sustainable, maybe something that's based on personnel and scheme and execution?
Well, the turnover deal, we preach it, we work on it every day. And those sort of come in waves. Obviously, if you're not getting turnovers, you better be good on third downs, and you better be forcing a lot of them. And so the LSU game, I was disappointed that we didn't, get a chance to get a couple turnovers. I thought we had chances at the Tennessee game, and we just didn't come up with them. So we just keep working at it. I am pleased with the way we're executing on third downs. And the way we're tackling and the effort and with which we're playing. And so, I think they'll start coming, and, just can't, it's like one of the things that you over preach, overemphasize, you start pressing and they don't come. I think it's, when you just focus on the play and focus on the right techniques and the right leverages and things like that, and mixing in different calls to give the quarterback different looks. And focusing on the football when you're going to tackle the ball carrier, I think they'll start coming. I thought, Bledsoe did a good job of that last play. After the receiver caught it, he really focused on where the ball was and trying to get it out, and it came out. So hopefully that instills confidence in him and everybody around him to continue to focus on football.
Ryan, I know you're not going to give away the exact strategy, but earlier this season, Martez said a lot of times his position is the one that ends up covering tight ends. When you've got a guy like Kyle Pitts, do you stick one guy on him a lot of the time, or do you need to kind of help out more so?
Yeah, we've got a plan. That Kyle Pitts he's an NFL guy. And so, we'd be foolish not to pay attention to him. We had some tweaks last year as well. And so we got to do some things this season that are a little bit different than what we did a year ago to help us out. And so, we'll be ready. We'll know where he's at every snap. Him and number one, we got to know where they're at.
Ryan, I think most weeks you probably have guys playing 50 to 60 snaps. Last week you had 3 guys play more than 25 snaps. Does that give you any advantage going forward? Guys being maybe a little fresher than they would have been in a game that was more normal than last week was?
Yeah, I mean, I asked specifically, Bledsoe and Tyree have been sort of our workhorses. And usually on Wednesday they look like old men at practice, and so in the meeting room today, I'm like, "How you guys feeling?" They're like, "Man, I feel great." And I'm like, "Yeah, y'all only played about a quarter with the 36 snaps, and so hats off to our offense and Coach Drink, holding the ball, especially that third quarter, man. That was impressive. And so I think it definitely, we feel fresher. We needed it. We played 4 really physical football games, and so I'm glad that they got a chance to sort of sit and watch on the sidelines for a while on Saturday, and get back rested, and hopefully we'll be fresh come Saturday night.
Natalie Jones.
Hey, Coach, obviously there's such a big difference between Kentucky and LSU, but obviously a lot less points. Can you kind of talk, maybe is it a little bit about the teams you're facing, or, what kind of growth did you see from your defense? It obviously helps when the offense has the ball most of the game, but can you just speak a little bit on the growth you saw from one week to the next in that defense and the execution?
Yeah, the 2 different styles of games, on both sides. I think offensively and defensively, I think we're playing complementary team football. I think in the LSU game, they had, I think their points came from explosive plays but we were still able to get off the field. I think we were 10 for 10 on third down stops. and our offense was scoring. You know what I mean? And so, you know, we and then when we needed to get a stop at the end, we got a stop. And then this past week, it was a old school, you know, control the clock, ground game. And so when you're only throwing it as many times as they did, and for, you know, for 45 yards or whatever it was, you're not going to score a lot of points. That's just the nature of it. Which when you're putting the ball in the air 40 plus times, you know, usually, eventually you're going to get one. You know, so I think it's a combination of us executing at a higher level, but also the different styles of offenses we're seeing and the different game plans that we have on both sides of the ball, going in to try to do what it takes to win a ball game.
Yeah, Ryan, I know this isn't necessarily about your side of the ball, but just when you're going up against the offense in practice every day, what are kind of the things that you see Jalen Knox do that just make him such an effective playmaker?
Just his speed, man. He's real fast, and I think our offense does a good job of finding ways to get him the ball. You know, whether it's a speed sweep or screen or whatever. You know what I mean? But his speed is his strong suit for sure.
Thanks.
Any other questions for Coach Walters? All right.
All right. Thanks. Good to see you guys, as always.